Hey YouTube, it's Charlie from Reader Turned Writer, and today I'm sharing our homeschool plans for the year 2021 to 2022. This is a video I've been meaning to do for a while, and since today, as of filming it, this was our first day of school, I thought I'd better get on that. We do more relaxed homeschooling. We don't have a curriculum that we follow basically for any subject yet, though I am very open to curriculums. If you have a favorite, feel welcome to drop it in the comments below. We just don't have the need for a curriculum quite yet. Our kids are, my oldest is turning 7 in October. She's first, second grade-ish. And my next oldest is 5. She just turned 5. And then we have a 3-year-old, and I am about a week and a half away, as of filming this, from having a newborn. Our homeschool focuses on the 2 older girls, of course, but we do some like preschool stuff with our 3-year-old as well. The way that we structure our day, I try and get up before the kids and I work on exercising and writing, and then we get ready for the day and have breakfast and everything, and we usually try and finish that around 9 or 9:30 so that we can start in the morning. And from about 9 to noonish lunchtime we do homeschool, and then the rest of the day, the afternoon, is for the kids to do free play and for me to get stuff done. Then we make dinner and spend time as a family before they go to bed, and then my husband and I spend time together. So that's kind of the flow of our day, and so our homeschool is really only about 3 hours each day. I always start homeschool with reading. That is the first thing that we always do, is read aloud, because that is the top priority in our homeschool. I'm going to kind of be looking off of a blog post that I did on my personal blog. I'll link that down below if you're interested, just talking about our homeschool day, and so I make sure that I hit everything that I want to, talking about what we're doing for homeschool. So our focus is reading and storytelling, writing, that kind of thing, but our number one focus right now, because they're so young, is reading. We very much try to make room in our budget for books for the kids. We take them to the library every single week. We do Audible, and we'll buy audiobooks that we can listen to in the car as a family, that they will enjoy. Recently we've done the Ralph S. Mouse books, the first 2 Harry Potters, the Magic Tree House. They have them in sets of 8, so we got the first 8 and we've actually listened to that twice. Winnie the Pooh, things like that. And the kids really enjoy listening to those in the car. My oldest is reading kind of like chapter books, like Magic Tree House, Ivy and Bean, those kinds of books. And our library does have quite a few of them, but anytime they don't have them, then we can just buy them off of Amazon, usually for pretty cheap, because they are little chapter books, you know. And then we'll also buy picture books for all 3 of them. And we make sure that our books are readily accessible to the kids. We have too many to just keep them out all the time. It'd be overwhelming for them and really hard to keep everything clean. So what we do is we actually keep the really young, like, board books upstairs in what will be the baby's room. And I keep most of them up on a shelf that's a little bit higher. The kids can pull them down, and they get them out and stuff. And then we just keep a stack kind of next to a rocking chair so that they can look through them and stuff. And all 3 of the kids have books by their beds that they can read or look at night. My oldest reads, and then my other 2 look at them because they're not quite reading yet. We have downstairs, we have a basket for our library books that is always accessible to the kids. And then we have just a really small white shelf that always has certain books on it, like we have a nursery rhyme book and some scriptures and some different things that always stay on it. And then I just rotate our books that are in the basement where the kids don't go. We rotate. I'll either let the kids go down and pick a whole bunch of new books, or I'll just, you know, exchange them every once in a while, like every month or so, just to make sure that we are using the books that we own as well as the library books, and it's that the kids always love to go pick new books. It also works really well with holidays, because then I can pull out, like, oh, here's our Halloween books, and put them on the shelf. And because they're on the shelf, the kids have easy access to them, but because it's a small shelf, it's not overwhelming for me to try and keep up with the book mess. One of the things that I try to do is to never say no if one of the kids asks me to read them a book, and obviously sometimes I have to, but I try very hard to not say no if they come to me with a book and ask if I can read them the book. And this of course happens more, I feel like, with the younger kids than like my 7-year-old, but even my 7-year-old sometimes. And like I said before, the first thing that we do is read in the morning. So what we do with our read aloud time is we start with the books that my youngest is going to enjoy the most, because sometimes she will get up and go play and things as her attention wanders, or she's just done sitting or whatever. And so I always try and do the ones that she'll enjoy the most first. And so we have like nursery rhyme books and picture books and some of the, like if there's any board books or song books or anything like that, we'll do those first. And then we have a magazine from our church called The Friend that we get, and I always read out of that, usually to the older kids, but sometimes the youngest is still there when I do that. I try to get books on different genres from the library, so we almost always have at least one math book from the library or out from our collection of books that we can look at and read through. History books, books talking about the history of the flag, or holiday books, here's the history of St. Patrick's Day or whatever. There are so many picture books that cover a very wide variety of genres, and our library is really good at having those out and accessible and easy to find, and so we get a lot of those, and I try and read at least one of those each day with our kids. I don't try and do like a math book every single day, but I try and do like an educational book with them every day. They love actually to pick out nonfiction books from the library, especially on things like bugs, creepy bugs, or praying mantis, or oh, here's this baby animal, and then so we'll read those together too. We always end our reading session with at least one chapter out of a chapter book, whatever chapter book we're currently reading. We just finished reading Stuart Little, and we're starting to read a book called Kidnap Kids that I read when I was younger. And I always start with this because I feel like if we can get our reading in, then the rest of the day, the homeschool day, it was a success. So the way that we structure our homeschool, I do try and read to them every single day, Monday through Friday, and we also read to them at night before bed as a family, and so they're, even on weekends, they're still getting some reading time in, it's just not as much. But we don't usually have like a reading time on Saturdays and Sunday mornings, because those days our routine's just different, of course. Monday through Thursday we try and do an activity as well as some table work, and then Friday our activity is me helping the kids with chores. And so then that's kind of our focus, and we don't actually do table work on Friday, we kind of take that day off. Our activities can range from anything like going to the park or the library, because our library will do different story times in the day, to just doing really simple things at home like painting, or I try and keep a Pinterest board organized with some different ideas that are really simple for me to do with the kids, but that they'll really like. Like we have a lot of really simple science experiments that they love to do, not necessarily craft, but art things, like where sometimes it's craft stuff, but a lot of times I try and do our art things as like very open-ended. You can do this paint thing however you want. I have one child, our middle child is very much she doesn't want to follow step by step, she wants to do it the way she wants, so I try and find activities like that. We'll do gross motor things like here's some different action cards, and they'll pull the cards and do the action, or we'll do kid yoga off of YouTube. We'll do simple things like Play-Doh or playing board games, and board games are looking up game schooling on Pinterest has been really inspirational for me. I've been able to find games, card games and board games, even free ones that you can print off, that the kids really like, that are also like really educational, and then they also get that quality time with me during that time. Our table work is mostly just whatever they want. They all have different workbooks from the dollar store that are like letters or numbers or math or whatever whatever level they're at the moment. And they all have coloring books and notebooks and stuff that they do. Like my oldest has an art notebook, and she'll find art lessons on YouTube or art books from the library, and she'll draw in her art notebook. Or she also has a bug notebook where she'll catch bugs and draw a picture of the bug, and then we'll look up stuff about the bug. And so our table work is just kind of whatever they want to focus on at the time. It can range anywhere from reading time to lunch, from 10:30 to noon, or if our activity takes longer, then it might be a shorter time, or we might not even do it. They're able to work towards their goals of learning to read, learning their letters, learning to type, whatever it is, getting better at art, so that they're able to progress in those goals in and it's a time that I can set aside to be really present with them at the table doing those things. And then I just wanted to address the baby because it is kind of weird. We started homeschool today, but I know that as soon as the baby comes, we're going to take a little bit of a break. Basically, my plan with the baby is in September to take things really easy. I have printed off a whole bunch of things that I can do with them if they want to, or just I have like a list of ideas of things that I can do with them as well that are more simple activities and things that aren't going to be overwhelming to me, that I could even do on the couch while I'm resting and different things. But we're not going to stress too much about trying to get school done the first month that we have the baby. And then I have a whole bunch of like holiday themed activities all ready for October, November, and December that I can do with them. They're all prepped and ready to go so that our homeschool activities will go well during the holidays, even though I have a baby. I was trying to get as ready as possible for that. And then January, I'm hoping we'll be kind of back into the routine enough that I can just do normal school with them again. But we'll see how the first year goes, and I'm just going to give myself a lot of grace as we have this baby, and just know too that they are learning a lot, just helping to take care of the baby and seeing the sacrifices that my husband and I are making for the baby and things like that. And then I just wanted to end on a note because we do really relaxed homeschooling and things. I'm really passionate about homeschooling, and I don't at all look down on people who send their kids to public school or anything. I went to public school my whole life. Most of the people we know do public school, and I know that there are a lot of advantages that public school can offer, and I loved a lot of my teachers and had some great experiences there. But I am so passionate about homeschooling, and especially relaxed homeschooling where you give the kids the freedom to follow their passions and to have the time. The opportunity costs of going to school where it just takes so much time out of their day, where homeschooling, they have the time to set their own goals and follow what they're passionate about, and I just love that about homeschooling. And so I just wanted to share what I see my main job as a homeschooling mom is. And I'm just going to read it off of my blog just so I don't mess it up. My main job as a homeschool mom is to create an environment that supports literacy, math, and reading. It is also to help my kids find, identify, and pursue their passions and interests so that they can learn how to learn and love the learning process. And so that's kind of my goal as a homeschool mom. That is what I am trying to do. I want to instill in my kids a lifelong love of learning and help them believe in themselves, that they can follow their passions and that they can succeed at what they're trying to do. That's kind of our homeschool plan for the next year. We'll see how it goes with the new baby. I'm a little bit nervous, but I know it'll, even if things are a little bit rocky, it'll only be a year, and then we'll be able to start getting our footing again, and it'll be really good. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for lots of reading and writing content. And thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you in the next one.